Good morning. You are Mark Hebert,
Yes, ma'am.
and Mr. Hebert was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to driving while intoxicated, third or more. I've received that pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the report?
This isn't some rookie mistake. The judge just said third or more DWI. Translation: Texas law treats repeat drunk driving like a loaded weapon. We're not in oops territory anymore, we're in your freedom on a hair-trigger territory.
Are there any additions or corrections?
None more, Judge.
Not for the state, Judge, sorry.
Okay, that's right. And so, Mr. Hebert, I am going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney and find you guilty of driving while intoxicated, third or more. Sentence you in accordance with your agreement to a term of 5 years in prison, but I'm going to probate that. You'll be on probation for 5 years. You're ordered to pay the $1,000 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. In addition, you are ordered to serve your 10 days upfront time in the Jefferson County Jail. Are you working?
Yes, ma'am, temporary, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you could either go do your 10 days if you're ready to go do those today. I will allow you to do weekends if you're working.
Okay, I thought I already did 10 days.
No, no.
It doesn't count.
We had
Yeah.
talked before about doing it on weekends. I'm not sure, would you rather do it on weekends?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I am going to do is order that you serve those 10 days on
The
weekends.
judge just offered weekend jail time. Sounds easy, right? Here, the plot twist. One late arrival, one buzzed check-in, and this guy isn't doing 10 days. He's doing 5 years. Think of it like probation Russian roulette.
Weekend starting this weekend, September the 19th. So you will be ordered to turn yourself in every Friday at 6 o'clock to the Jefferson County Jail. You'll stay the weekend, they'll let you out, and you'll keep doing that each weekend until you serve that 10 days.
Okay.
It's very important that you're on time to the jail and that you also not show up obviously under the influence of anything, because that would obviously be a violation of your probation. So if you do everything you're supposed to while you are on this probation, this is an excellent opportunity because you will be able to serve that 5-year sentence while you're out on probation. The other side of that, however, is if you violate any condition of probation, you can be brought back into court and you'll be facing that 5-year sentence that you've already agreed to. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement.
Freedom with a leash. That's exactly what the judge just handed him. A 5-year sentence you can serve at home unless you slip once. Miss a payment, fail a drug test, show up late, boom. The leash snaps and it's straight to prison.
That I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal.
Would the court, excuse me, consider either JCDI or drug catch? I don't know if the interlock
It's
is
probably,
necessarily
can I see that
appropriate. It
back?
was
I'm
in the-
sorry.
It
What's
was,
this?
No.
Oh,
it may
I'm
already be
sorry.
in the orders. My concern is it being a drug issue versus alcohol.
Yes, JCDI is in there. Okay, so part of the conditions of your probation will be that you enter and successfully complete the JCDI program. And so that is an outpatient treatment program. It is very important that you go to every meeting, you not test positive for anything. I think in addition, I don't know that I'm required to, the interlock is required by law unless I make a good finding otherwise. If
I don't think it would hurt anything. I just wanted to bring that to the court's attention.
No, but I'm thinking I'd much rather probably a drug patch. That's probably gonna be part of JCDI anyway, but it's gonna be part of the probation for
If
sure.
there's any medication you're on prescribed by a doctor, you need to make sure you
Give that to
talk to
probation.
probation about that. Because he has the information.
Are you driving?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you currently have the auto ignition interlock device on your vehicle? Okay, talk to probation, that'll probably remain at least for some amount of time. By law, that is required that you have that on your vehicle, okay? All right, you can have not yet. I also handed you a admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term, and you should read that written admonishment I provide you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long
The judge just stripped his gun rights. One inherited shotgun in the closet, even a single bullet. That's a federal and state violation. This isn't just probation, it's a legal minefield. One misstep and you're in deeper than before.
that lasts, you can talk with Mr. Parker. All right, if you'll just have a seat here in the courtroom, probation will call you up when she's ready to go over your paperwork. And then you've got, when's the last time you smoked marijuana? Tell the truth. Because what's gonna happen is I'm gonna get amounts, the levels, right? So tell me the truth. When's the last time you smoked? That's the truth? Have you done anything else? Speak up. Promethazine? When's the last time you did that?
What is that?
Cough syrup. Anything else with that?
Judges, obviously, up to the court's discretion, but we're definitely going to reserve the right to dismiss the ISF, properly substance abuse track.
How old are you? 19? All right, so I guess what I would rather do, I want to go ahead and get the process going if he's got a plea agreement. But I think based on his age and the nature of the type of drugs he's using, I am going to raise that bond. We'll get the pre-sentence report done, see if there's any issues with regard.
19 years old, already DWI, promethazine, burglary charges. This is the fork in the road moment. The judge is basically saying, get help now or get used to orange jumpsuits. Which way would you go at 19? Drop it in the comments.
To substance abuse, and if there's any upfront that treatment that I find necessary at that point. So let's go ahead and go through the plea. And will he waive the formal reading? I know we started it, but we're going to go back.
Pled guilty. He said freely and voluntarily, and that's about where you left off.
All right, and so did you plead guilty to this offense because you actually did what they charged you with? You didn't? You didn't do what they charged you with? Look at me and pay attention, all right? Okay? Everything's going to be okay. But you're young, and if you're going to be successful on any kind of probation in life, you're going to get some help early on right now so that you don't end up with a felony conviction, okay? But I need you to pay attention to my questions and listen very carefully and answer them. So, you're charged with burglary of a building. The question I asked is, did you plead guilty because you actually did that? Okay. I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Parker? Do you fully understand them? Just pay attention to me right now. Do you understand the papers that you signed on the computer? And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney, that you will be waiving or giving up any right to appeal? So if I go along with this agreement, you can't change your mind later. Do you understand? And it looks like the agreement's for a 4-year deferred probation, that there would be restitution ordered, which means you would have to pay back some money for any damage or whatever you stole, and they'll figure that out before sentencing. Is that your understanding? Do you also understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law? State tenders number 1. It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Mr. Martin is not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of your plea. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, but I'm going to reset your case for sentencing so we can get a pre-sentence report done. If possible, I'd like to get some type of substance abuse evaluation done and any recommendations, as well as we'll get that restitution figured out, and then we'll come back later for sentencing. Based on the nature of the plea, based on your age, and the fact that you tested positive for THC and admitted to using promethazine, I am going to raise your bond in your case to $100,000. If you make that bond, a condition of it is that you have a drug patch on at all times. So probation's going to come out to the jail, talk to you. We're going to figure out what all you need, and then we'll get you hopefully started on this probation where you can be successful. All right? Go back with the bailiff. You are Brian Tipton, and will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
He does.
Mr. Tipton, in cause number 25 DCCR 0149, you're charged with the state jail felony offense of solicitation of prostitution from December 19th of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty?
The bond just shot up to $100,000 with a mandatory drug patch. That's not just a slap on the wrist. That's a neon sign saying, "One last chance." Will he climb out of this spiral, or is this the first chapter of a Netflix doc about his downfall?
Easy to shake off.
Because you did what they charged you with. I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with your attorney? Do you fully understand them? And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal? And it looks like the agreement that you've reached is for a 3-year deferred probation. There would be a $1,000 fine, and you would be required to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. Is that your understanding? Also, do you understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law? State tenders number 1.
No objection.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Mr. Tipton is not competent?
There is,
And is there any criminal history, any reason not to waive?
Judge, he has criminal history, it's older, but there is criminal history, so I think we need to do a PSI.
Okay. So I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily, find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of your plea, find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your case for sentencing so that the probation department can do a pre-sentence report. That'll give me more information about you, your case, and then we'll come back later for sentencing. If you need to stop and talk to probation on your way out of the courtroom today, and she's at that desk right there. All right, we'll see y'all back at sentencing. Thank you. Oh, I need the discovery certification. Thank you. And if you'll make sure and get that attachment emailed to the